Well, hello there, everyone. This is the time of my live show. However, the guests cannot connect. Nick DeVorn from Local Spicery up in Marysville doesn't have internet. And so I wanted to come on and tell you, I'm sorry that we won't be having that Turkish baccarat episode, but he is going to make a recording of the recipe since everything is prepped, and then I'll just post it on this channel. So please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so that you will know whenever I go live and we'll get updates. So no cooking show, but I wanted to let you know that if you wanted to watch my stand-up comedy show for free on Sunday night, I'm putting the link both in the show notes and in the chat right now. I tried to post this on social media, on all the socials, and Zoom got flagged and said I couldn't do that. So I can do it here because you're like my Zoomunity. So there you go. Try to log on early because there is a limit of 500 people and our list is way bigger than that. So it'll be first come, first served. Don't enter now. It's funny, people are trying to enter the show right now. It's not right now, the show. It's Sunday, November 14th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. The show goes about an hour. I think there's about 8 comedians. My husband and I will be performing. We've done stand-up before. Nobody else in the class has, so be kind. And hopefully you can unmute yourself so we can hear you laugh, but you don't have to be seen unless you don't want to. Some of the people stay on the Zoom afterwards for the after show where the teacher will talk to you about stand-up. And if you want to take the next class, which is in January, it helps you in all aspects of life. So that's all I've got, unless you have any questions about anything. Hey, Mandy, fun. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Rita. Hi, Irene. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Gina. Gina, you got to come do your set. Gina was in the class. She had a killer set, but she hasn't performed it yet. So I hope she'll be back in January. So yeah, I was really looking forward to the recipe that Nick was going to make. If you missed the morning show, it was fabulous with Catherine Katz, chocolat pâte au crème. And tomorrow we have 2 shows at 11 o'clock. It's about reversing Hashimoto's with Dr. Anshul Gupta. And at 7 a.m. I'm doing a really early show because everybody wanted the recipe for the salt-free kimchi. And when the guests are in Asia, they just can't do, 11 o'clock because it's in the middle of the night for them. So that'll be at 7 a.m. And then Sunday we have donuts, baked vegan donuts with my mentor, Chef Eric Lechasseur. So unless you guys have any questions, Bailey, you want to come say hi? Bailey, she just ate like a ton of Hannah yam, so she's in a coma. Come on, come say hi to the group. Come on. Oh, she's coming. I'll let you guys see my favorite person in the whole world. Come here, Bailey. You want to be on YouTube? Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go say hi. Let's say hi. Oh, okay. Any question? Oh, now she's getting groomed tomorrow, so we should be doing this tomorrow just because she'll look even better. Look at this. How does anybody, how do people eat dogs? I don't get it. And I hope you guys go to change.org occasionally and sign those petitions to stop the torture of dogs in Korea. Hi, Bailey. Can you believe that people eat you? Not you personally. See, she's going to get groomed, so all this will be short. Yep. She is cute. She's very nice, too. She's 10 years old. We got her at 4. We took the oldest dog at the shelter that day. That was you. You sure look like a spring chicken to me. I wish she was like a ventriloquist dummy and I could get her mouth to move. I could probably do that and then I could do my ventriloquism. Not that I'm very good at it. Yeah. Well, I'll wait here a couple of minutes. If you guys want to ask me anything, this is very informal. Stand-up comedy is really fun. It's not scary on Zoom. So if you ever thought about doing it, do it before things open up again. It's very scary in person. She's 10, Colleen. Bailey is 10. Because when you're doing it in a comedy club, people are drinking alcohol. And so their inhibitions are low. So you'll get hecklers. If you got a heckler on Zoom, all you have to do is eject them. So it's not that scary. I mean, it's more difficult on Zoom because the feedback, you don't hear the laughs, number one, because too many people are muted. And a lot of times the laughter is delayed, but it's free. It's fun. Nobody's carrying Hannah yams in St. Louis. I think you're going to have to move. I would check your ethnic stores. That's where you can often find them. We're very lucky. There are no, other than Trader Joe's, who only sells the Japanese, there is no store where I've ever lived that doesn't sell them. They sell them at the Whole Foods, at the Winco, at Sprouts, at all the ethnic markets. So we're really lucky. That's what I had for lunch. Me and Bailey shared a huge Hannah yam roasted. I had broccoli. She didn't. Yeah, there's nothing like a Hannah yam. They're unparalleled. Aww. Gina says, everyone's been very nice on the Zoom comedy show. Talk about torturing dogs. Ugh. Yeah, that's just so sad. You know, even if you ate animals, I don't know how anybody could be for experimenting on them, but they're so cute and wonderful. And those poor beagles. I'm about to move to North Dakota. I made sure they had Hannah yams. That's right. Don't move until you know where you're going has the right potatoes. Yeah, Trader Joe's has never carried Hannah yams, but they do, well, at least the ones where I've lived carry the Murasaki, which is like the Japanese, but very small. Zoomity, yeah, I like that. I like that. I look great. Thank you. It's the Zoom filter. I think it's the Zoom filter, but thank you. Do they go by other names than Hannah yams? Tracy wants to know. Yes, they go by Jersey sweet potatoes, white sweet potatoes, batata. Those are the names I've seen them go by. What did I have for lunch today? Oh my God. It's, you know, I did a video. I only have one of two things. So I either have the chopped salad with Japanese sweet potatoes and lemon poppy seed dressing, or I have the roasted Hannah yams with steamed broccoli, which is what I had. And it was delicious and I'm very full. And then Bailey begs for Hannah yams. She just does. Yellow yams at your Safeway, Gina. Yeah, I mean, try the regular stores. I mean, you know, sometimes though, what happens is it looks like a Hannah yam, but if you were to scrape it, it's actually orange inside. So be careful about that. Brenda wants to know, what am I cooking for Thanksgiving? So I have a group called Feel Fabulous Over 40. You're always welcome to try it for 2 weeks. Either it's free or the most is $1 to try it. So we have our holiday cook along the day before. So we're going to have the what we make, and I'm going to be making a grain-free stuffing out of veggies. I'm going to be making holiday sweet potato stacks, cranberry peri relish, my new apple pie recipe that only the people in Feel Fabulous get, called apple pie that won't make you die, eggnog or cranberry spritzer, a holiday salad. Yeah, lots of stuff. So do I have a class? Yeah, so there was supposed to be a show today, Donna, and that's why I came on to say, unfortunately, Nick at Local Spicery couldn't get on. So I felt bad because I know people sometimes plan for this. And so I came on just to say, I'm sorry, he's not coming on, but he's going to make a video of his recipe. And I was just going to tell you guys how to get on my stand-up show, because I had to take all the posts off of social media because for some reason Zoom said couldn't do that. But if you're on my mailing list, you'll get the link no matter what. Wait, I saw a question. Do I have a sugar-free cranberry sauce recipe? Yes, ma'am, Carol. Yeah, I have 4 books and 3 of the books have a different version of it. And I actually put a version of it last week on YouTube, Weight Loss Wednesday. So make sure that you're signed up or notified or whatever, because then every week when I do the recipe, you'll get notified. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're just chatting with the Zoomunity. You guys are the real thing. Let's see who's here, because usually I just post this in a lot of places. Let's see. Do you guys understand? I mean, I know not everybody watches every video, but I may as well just talk to you guys since you're here and you're the you know, the troops. Like, do you understand like why sometimes it's hard for me to ask, like not right now, but like when I have like a doctor on, like Dr. McDougall or Furman or Gregor, where we could have 1,000 people watching, why it's hard for me to ask questions from the chat. I'll just explain it to you so you don't think I'm dissing you. You only watch from where you're watching, where there's lots of places this is going. Not right now. This one I'm not sharing widely because, you know, but usually what I do is I post it to all different Facebook places and groups. So it could be 10 or 12 places. So you could be in one of my private Facebook groups and maybe 3 people will be watching there, or maybe 50 people will be watching there. So YouTube, in my opinion, is the best place to watch, because when the technology hasn't worked, it's always not worked on Facebook. Facebook, it gets shared to. But with YouTube, you can see the chat. See, those of you, there's a few watching on Facebook, you don't see all the chat. And so for me, my chat goes away because it's so fast, because it comes from different places, that's what happens. So that's why it's harder for me to ask questions. And here today it isn't, but because it's a small group. But when I have like a Dr. McDougall on, let's see. I'm going to try Vesco Sunsoft Radiant Skin. And let me write that down. Okay, because I know something. There is something that I found, and it's actually from Target, and except that Bailey's on my lap and it's in the other room. And it seems to work pretty much the same, but it may not be an ethical product. Hey, Charles, can you get me a product in my room? But you probably don't know makeup, but it's like a white thing, and it's in my makeup room. I mean, not that I have a room for makeup. In the second drawer, it's like a white and black thing. There's two of them. They're mostly white. I'll show you something that somebody gave me, but I can't vouch that it's vegan and not tested on animals, but somebody gave it to me, and that's what I'm wearing today. And it seems to look like Becca, but it's like $4 instead of $40, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's me because Nick couldn't make it because his internet didn't work. Oh, Tommy Balsamic. Hey, Tommy, you should just take over. Nick couldn't get on, so maybe you could do the demo for him. I want to thank you for getting on the Whole Food Plant-Based Lifestyle, says Tracy. Oh, she's taking the nutrition course at eCornell, lost 40 pounds. That's amazing. I used to do just like an open chat like this once a month, but I'm doing so many shows now that I haven't had time to do like a monthly Q&A. I do it for the group, but my group. I have soaked beans ready to cook in the Instant Pot. Any ideas, please? Beans, I don't know, because I haven't eaten legumes in like 6 years because I became allergic to them. So what would I do with them? I mean, I love, of all my recipes, the black bean mushroom chili is probably my favorite. That's what I'm making tomorrow for the McDougall course. I get to teach in that now, which is really wonderful. And if you need more support, it's the 12-day program. Next one is in January. Yeah. Jesse, you got to move. When I moved, I checked out the stores first. They got to have your food, man. I needed a Trader Joe's more than a Costco or a Whole Foods. So Trader Joe's was non-negotiable. I like Whole Foods, but it's really far and I could live without it. I really like Sprouts, actually. So it's in the middle drawer, Charles. He's texting me from the other room. So the signal has to go all the way there and all the way there just to come there. Okay. Donna says, I've learned so much from you. You're an inspiration for me to change my earring style. Well, most of my earrings, believe it or not, were made by Chef Ramses Bravo. And over the 10 years that I worked at True North, I just kept buying them from him. And there's actually an episode of Chef AJ Live where he teaches us how to make them. And I've done about 4 pair now. Yes, Bailey is priceless. Bailey, it's like you actually know you're talking to people. She's hilarious. She's like a stuffed animal, but she's real. Yep. All right. Uh-oh. You're going to run out of Huckleberry? Thanks a lot, Thomas. Yeah, Huckleberry is really good. Linda just got my book, The Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss. I hope you enjoy it. Beverly says, I'm a rock star. You have busted open the Whole Food Plant-Based store to better health for no, it's white. It's
I sent you pictures of the 2 drawers.
Oh, hold on.
Use this then.
Sorry, it's can I see on your camera? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get that makeup for Karen. It's this white thing. It's not in that drawer. It's in the middle drawer.
Well, I flip over to this.
Okay, but I wish I knew what it was called. Okay, it's right there. It's right there. These 2 white things. See? Right there. I'm going to get you guys. Charles, it's right there. You see right there, these 2 white things. He doesn't know makeup. It's these 2 little white containers. There are 2 of exactly the same right there. And they're right by the blush. They're 2 identical things. So we'll see. Chef AJ is the best. Chef AJ, the Vesco is vegan. Okay. No, that's great. I don't know whether this is, like I said, it was a gift. I'm going to show it to you and then maybe somebody can Google what it is. So, but it does work. Okay. Uh-oh, my bra's showing. What gifts will be, she never has played with a toy or a dog. she like the human is the treat for her. So we've tried getting her gifts, and she loves to hide things in the house though. I mean, like if you give her food, like we'll find like months later pieces of Hannah yam and, air fries, because she just likes to have food for a rainy day, I guess, Do I ever hang out with Dr. Lau? I wish I could. I mean, I have, like, for example, after he's spoken at conferences that I've hosted, like, we'd have like dinner together, usually with Dr. Goldhammer, or the few times I've been in Sacramento, sometimes I've had dinner with him. He's so fun. And once he came to my house when I lived in LA. So this is what somebody gave me. It's probably not vegan. It's probably tested on animals if you want to check, but this does work exactly like Becca. I'm wearing it now, and it was like $4, and they have it at Ulta and Target. So if somebody wants to Google that company and see, because Becca is what I always wore, a backlight primer. It was $39. It was fabulous, but they went out of business, and that's too bad. Okay, let's see. Bailey looks staged. Bailey's tired. I don't know why. I think the Hannah yams made her sleepy. Yeah. Charles, Izzy, Jim. How did me and Charles meet? I went after him, Susanna. I took a cooking class in August of 1992 at a place that no longer exists in Sherman Oaks called Every Woman's Village, with his sister Elaine, who's also a prominent vegan chef. Actually, she'll be on Small Business Sunday. She was the one that makes the Rainforest fruit cakes. She had a vegan bakery, sugar-free vegan bakery in LA for a while. And I sent her a Christmas card of me and my dog at the time. His name was, which dog was that? Scooby. And she sent me a Christmas card back with like, I don't know, 20 people on it of all different ages. It was her whole family, all her brothers and sisters, the kids, the parents. And I pointed, there was two good looking guys in the picture, Charles and his brother Lawrence. And luckily I picked the right one because Lawrence was married. And I said, who's that? And is he single? And so I called him. And the rest is history, because he'd be too shy to ever call me, that's for sure. Do you do the same yam? No, I don't generally eat 2 potato meals a day. I mean, I could. My lunch stays the same. It's potato and either chopped salad or potato and steamed broccoli. But dinner, like tonight, is the creamy kabocha squash soup with rice, and then we throw arugula on it, and it's really good. And so dinner is usually like something else. So like last night I had a sweet potato burger with air fries with homemade barbecue sauce. And then, my favorite meal is the tostadas. It's Weight Loss Wednesday a few weeks ago. And we have that every 3 nights because that's our very, very favorite. I'm releasing a new edition of Unprocessed. Yes, we just got the proof today. That should come out on March 22nd of next year, which happens to be my birthday. So I hope you'll get it even if you have the original, because it's really beautiful with photos and it's color, and it's got 30 new recipes, and the other recipes that were high in fat, we made low fat versions. Okay, you need your own cooking line. Clothing line. Well, okay. How do you do that? I just wish they'd give me some free shirts, this company, because I wear like all of their shirts on the air. Actually, they gave me a number to call, but we'll see. My interview on Rich Roll. Thank you. I was on that show twice. It was very, very rewarding. And okay, yeah, that's about it. Anyway, yeah, that's the story. So the bottom line is just don't wait for a guy to ask you out, or whoever you're wanting to ask out. You got to take control of your own dating destiny. Cruelty-free. Oh, well, that's good, because if this is cruelty-free and vegan, then it's like, you could get 10 for the price of 1 Becca. Have I tried Romesco? Oh, no, but it sounds good. Where do you get it? Are you getting tired? I don't know if you guys can see, she's got a bow. She's getting, it's hard to see, getting groomed tomorrow. She kind of looks like a sloth, doesn't she? Like a baby sloth. Do you see that movie? What was it called? Zootopia, with the sloths at the DMV. What's my favorite part of the day, night, and why? Well, probably when I wake up, because that's when you get things done. I love the mornings. And because I live in the desert, it's the only time that it's really not hot. So mornings are great. And I mean, early mornings. I usually wake up between 4 and 5. If I sleep till 6, that's late. So, but then again, I like the afternoon because then it's lunchtime too. And I like the evening because then it's dinner time. And I like the nighttime because then I get to go to bed. So yeah. I approached my guy first. Very good. Yeah, you got it. Because they're too, they're not going to do it. It's funny because women always want to get married, but they say that actually single women are happier than married women, and men always fight marriage, but yet married men are supposedly happier than single men. So I think once you get married, it reverses. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. So anyway, plant power. Anyway, let's see. I don't want to keep you guys. This Nick's show is usually 30 minutes. Nick and Thomas usually do about 30 minutes instead of 60. Did you find quitting sugar back in the day difficult, or was it a gradual process? Let me think. It's been so long now. July 6, 2003. Yes, it was. I'm trying to remember back almost 20 years ago. Yes, it was very difficult because I was addicted and I got very, very nauseous and had headaches and diarrhea. And it was terrible for the first, I would say by the 6th day, I was better. But the first few days it was horrible, but I had to go to a place to detox. I couldn't do it at home. There's no way, because I'd be out getting Coke Slurpees. So I went to the Optimum Health Institute. You go to True North. Very hard to get off an addiction by yourself. And that's why these places exist. So yeah, it was very difficult, but living addicted is more difficult. So you got to be willing to get through that detox. Did I have a rehearsal for the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson? So I had a rehearsal, but not with Johnny Carson. And it was the same thing on Letterman and Leno. So they like to rehearse it because they're staging it, like where you have to stand, but they don't like the host to see your act before, because in order for them to react really in the moment, truthfully, if they saw an act, especially a specific comedy act, it's hard to do that again. So I rehearsed it with stage crew and the man that was the booker. His name was Bob Dolce, because it was very, it was potentially dangerous what I was doing standing on my head. But Johnny didn't meet me until before the show. He never saw the act. So that's how that was. Yes, I was very nervous. I think I was more nervous going on the Tonight Show than any other thing I've ever done. And then the second most nervous I've ever been was speaking at the McDougall Advanced Study Weekend. Not the first 2 times where I did a chef demo, but when I gave my talk from fat vegan to skinny bitch, I didn't even think I was going to be able to go through with it. But anyway, so yeah, those are the 2 times I've been the most nervous. Let's see. Were you ever a coffee drinker? Yeah, from the age of 4 to the age of when I got my ulcer at what was I, in my 20s, and I had to stop caffeine. So yeah, yes, I was. I don't know why my mom gave me coffee when I was little. Coffee and sugar. And then I'm sure there was cream in it. Probably maybe have been coffee made, but yep, caffeine's a really hard addiction to be. That's why Coke Slurpees and Dr. Peppers were so hard, because it's sugar and caffeine, so that's like a speedball, but that stuff's not really good for you. Daryl Woodruff's here. Hey, Daryl. Hope Norma's doing good. You guys know Daryl. It's so cool the way you guys know each other. I love watching the chat. It's so hard. I feel like I'm doing 2 shows because I'm trying to pay attention to the guest and pay attention to the Zoommunity at the same time. So I do my best, but I don't want to ignore either, So we'll see. I think I'm at show 700. I'm almost at 740 now for shows. I'd like to get to 1,000, and then I'll see if I can still keep doing this every day. And if you guys believe in manifesting, I really would like Jane Goodall to come on. If you remember Richard Wrangham from a few weeks ago, he worked for her and he knows her, but he gave me an email, not hers. So they haven't answered yet, but that'd be really, really cool if she would say yes. I anticipate I'll be at 1,000 probably maybe by January. Have you ever met Buddy Rich? No, but I remember him. He's a great drummer. He's married to Pearl Bailey, I believe. I did meet Doc Severinsen. He's fabulous, because the first time I was on the Tonight Show was 1974. I don't have the footage of that. That's when Joey Bishop was the host. And so I got to meet Doc Severinsen. He was really great. And the drummer for Doc Severinsen's band was Ed Shaughnessy, I believe was his name. Yeah. So yeah, that was a great band, the Tonight Show band, the original one. Yep. I love that show. Don't watch TV anymore. It's weird. It's like any addiction. Once you get away from it, it's not, I don't mean that I don't ever watch anything. We have a few shows on Netflix that we'll watch, and but I mean, regular TV, it's been almost 3 years, and mainly because I don't know how to turn it on. And then, you get away from it and you just, it's what you do. And plus it's so much better to not have commercials and stuff like that. Mexico's Coca-Cola problem. Wow. That's interesting. Vegan men are hard to find. Well, there is a matchmaker that's been on the show twice, a vegan matchmaker called Vegan Cupid. And I'm sure there's a fee, but you can join her free level and try to find somebody. Yeah, there will be a Thanksgiving special. That's why please get on my mailing list at chefaj.com, because how else are you going to get the grocery list and the shopping list? We have 8 chefs on actually, we got some complaints last year that we did the Thanksgiving show on Thanksgiving Day, but we did that because we knew there were a lot of people that were alone and wanted a show. We're still going to have a Thanksgiving show on Thanksgiving Day. We have Corey from Lean Green Dad, but the multi-chef special is going to be on the Sunday before, which I think is the 19th. So what am I watching on Netflix when I spin? Mandy, I've been trying to get through a really funny show called Call My Agent. I think I'm in season 2, but a lot of times when I'm on the bike, I have to, if I have a guest that has a book, I have to read it. And so usually I'll do it through Audible. And so a lot of times that's what I'm doing on the bike. Trying to read everything. I am an introvert. I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm an outgoing introvert, but I don't like groups and like lots of people. And yeah, so I'm definitely an introvert. That's why the pandemic has not been hard for me or my husband, because it's like business as usual. So yeah, I feel bad for the extroverts. They are really hurting, but this has been great actually for my nervous system. How long have I been vegan? Almost 45 years. Lifelong vegetarian. Good for you. Anjali Gupta. Anjali, there's a person who's a doctor named Gupta that's going to be on the show at 11 o'clock tomorrow from India, talking about reversing Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism. And, it's like one of the things that I see a lot in the chat, and then you guys can also say is, people say you should have this person on the show. You should have this person on the show. We can't chase after people because I don't deal well with rejection. And my feeling is anybody that wants to be on the show can easily find me on social media or through my website. But when you try to chase after people, I mean, we've gotten a lot of people that were just really mean, saying, well, if I wanted to be on the show, I tell you. And these are people that I'm not saying you guys personally, but some of your social media favorite stars that are really not very nice when they're not on social media. So I don't do that anymore. Almost all the guests come from other guests. Every time a guest is on the show, they get a thank you email. If they're in the United States, they get 2 free bottles of California balsamic for their first appearance. And the email says, I'm booking for whatever the month is, 6 months ahead. Can you recommend people? I had one doctor that literally recommended 40 people, and they've all been on. So that's how we get our guests. So, and if you want to be a guest, just go to help@chefaj.com or through the website. Yeah, so we're booked till May now. Yes, we are. And also the thing is a lot of people, almost everybody that comes on wants to come back. And so I think I might have to institute a 3-time rule just to get more people on, with the exception of the monthlies. I have Dr. Lyle every month, Dr. McDougall every month, Thomas every month, and Nick every month. So we got 4 regulars, features. Zach Bush is one of the people that will not answer me. So that's a perfect example where you chase and jump through all these hoops and fill out these forms on the website. And then they just either are mean to you or ignore you. So that's the situation. So just know that if you wanted somebody and they're not on, it's because they're either were mean to me or they ignored me, so what can I tell you? That's the way it is. So tell them to contact us because we don't turn people away. Unless they don't have to be vegan to be a guest on the show, but if they're cooking, it has to be vegan and oil-free. If they want to use a little sugar and salt, it's okay, even though I don't recommend it, but yeah, vegan and oil-free. And they can't be talking about animal products, okay, or eating them and stuff. You don't want to listen to anyone mean to Chef AJ. Yeah, you're never mean, are you? Anyway, so today is shopping day. Go to Trader Joe's. Yeah, why did you choose to be vegan? Oh, because I loved animals. I would have been it sooner, but my mother said, no, you'll die of protein deficiency. By the way, my comedy act on Sunday is all about veganism. So I'm very happy to do that act. I've been doing a lot of comedy about getting older and living in a retirement community, but this is going to be fun. It's about vegan. Yeah. Sergey Patenko went back to meet. Isn't he the raw foodist guy? Well, that's very interesting. Yeah, that's too bad, isn't it? It's worse almost, I think, when people stop being vegan than if they never become vegan. Oh my God, do I do events in Canada? I've spoken at events in Canada, like the Remedy Conference, but I don't do any live events anymore. Last one was 2 years ago. No need to. I reach many more people remotely. No, don't email me if you have a recommendation. Watch that video that says how to get on Chef AJ, or just have them contact us through the website, because we don't contact people. If you have a recommendation, the recommendation needs to contact us. We're not going to contact people, guys. Holiday show. Yes, many guests to purchase. Oh yes, Colleen, you're talking about Small Business Sunday. We have 11 vendors this year. Yes, that's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. You betcha. Yes, Stacy's coming back. She's going to do non-toxic makeup. She's also on the cancellation list if somebody cancels. So a lot of times people can get on sooner if they're on the cancellation list. Sometimes we don't, like, we only knew 15 minutes before the show that we couldn't make it. So that's kind of like, too hard to get somebody. I had VSG. Oh my God, VSG. I don't know what VSG is. I'm sorry, I don't know what VSG is. Maybe you can, I don't know what that is. Once you tell me what it is, I can answer better. I'm guessing it's a procedure or a disease. So tell me what that means. I don't have time to watch any other YouTubers. I mean, believe me, if I did, I'd watch Tammy, I'd watch Dylan. Those would be my top two picks. But you don't understand, like, I mean, maybe you do understand. For instance, for example, the Richard Wrangham interview that I did that I was so excited about, I spent 12 hours preparing for that interview because it's different if somebody has if they're doing a cooking demo. Even today with Catherine Katz, I watch all their stuff because I don't want to look like a dum-dum, like I don't know who they are. So I do watch YouTube's, like if the guest is on YouTube, but for the most part, I don't. I do watch YouTube a lot if I'm trying to learn something, like, I don't know how to do something with technology or something like that. And I watch, vertical sleeve gastrectomy. Okay. So is that, if that's one where your stomach has been altered to be smaller, you're going to have to eat more frequently, I'm guessing, because you can't eat the large volumes of food. Or you could focus more on cooked vegetables and pureed cooked vegetables rather than raw vegetables, is what I'm guessing is the best thing to do. 80% of the stomach removed. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's too bad that, I don't mean for you, but I mean, well, what I mean is I don't want to make people feel bad for something that's irreversible. But one of the things I really try to teach people through my Truth About Weight Loss Summit and my work is, like, if you listen to Josh Lajani, he was over 400 pounds and he was considering that operation. And then he looked into this kind of diet and he learned about calorie density. And he said, well, if instead of making my stomach smaller, I'll make the food bigger. And there are some procedures, there are 3 or 4 weight loss surgeries that are not permanent, where nothing is cut out, that for some people that might work, but without behavioral change or changing the food, it's not going to matter what you have. I don't know what urine therapy is, so I'm probably against it. I had to stop playing pickleball because I had 3 injuries, and one of them, the rotator cuff, took 1.5 years to heal. So my doctor said no, my husband said no. I wish and I live right by the courts, and it's sad, and I don't know. I wish I could. Anyway, I should go. Today's Trader Joe's Day, Friday. Yep. You guys can talk. It would be kind of cool, but I wouldn't know how to do this. I mean, I would know how to do this. It would be Zoom where you guys could actually see each other. But then, am I recording this show? I can't tell. Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, I guess I'm streaming and I'm recording it. So anyway. All right, last call for questions. I've kept you here long enough. I'm sure you all have many, many things to do. I can't imagine what urine therapy is. The only thing I can think of is there are shots of pregnant women's urine, HCG, I think they call it, that is supposed to help people lose weight, but really it's the 500 calorie diet that they're on that makes them lose weight more than that. Do you find the SOS free help you coming off antidepressants? Absolutely, but also talking to Dr. Lyle has been the best thing, and I can't recommend him highly enough for any mental health or emotional issues that you have. Yeah. Meds that work are all, yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not a doctor, so yep. I wanted to be a veterinarian, but I couldn't cut things up. Yeah. Da, da, da. Well, we got that thing now with Alexa. It's like $3 a month where I can say the song and she'll play it. So I got that one in my head. That's a call. I love that song. The one that's playing in my head. Don't drink pee-pee. That's right. I wouldn't recommend it. Doesn't sound very good. You're welcome, Mandy. Mandy, I'd love to know more about your diet, how you do it in, because isn't it cold where you are to do raw? I feel like a raw food failure. I'm sorry. I just tried and I couldn't, tried for a long time, 2 years, but man, cold. That's why I had to move to the desert. It's 90 now. This is like, it's 90. This is like the lowest it gets. And so, yeah, I just like it hot. Oh, it's spring there. So, oh, good. That's not too cold then. You want to be a vet? Yeah, yeah, because they do have to deal with some animal abuse. I loved my vet in LA so much. He retired and we haven't quite found one here yet. So freezing in Asheville. Well, do you know Justin Bellamy, the son of John Bellamy, the co-founder of the Vegan Cruise? He lives there. Scorpion sting. We have scorpions here. You're welcome, Victoria. I saw my first baby scorpion. It didn't freak me out as much as the wolf spiders do, or even the snakes. Yeah, there's some downsides to the desert anyway. I'm thinking of, I wouldn't mind moving up to like the Sacramento area, but I'm worried to be too cold. Oh, you met Justin Bellamy at the Stanford Inn. Yeah, he was there a couple of years ago. That's cool. Yep, that's cool. Euthanizing would be very hard as a vet as well. Growing up, my favorite book was All Creatures Great and Small, and I wanted to be a veterinarian, but I just didn't think I could do, how they talked about how you have to do a rectal exam on a horse, or a cow, you got to put your whole arm in. I'm like, I don't know. What? Okay, you want to get down? All right, you've had enough. Oh, Karen Gaylor, if you're still here, there's another thing, and this has to be non-toxic and not tested on animals because it came from Sharon McCrane. She's really picky. So instead of the Becca, this is the one she uses. I think it works well, but it's more expensive than Becca, and it has kind of a funky smell. So I'm sure there's options. It's just that now when you go to like the makeup stores, you can't try anything on. So it's hard to know. Urine therapy worked when I was stung by a scorpion, jellyfish, and centipede. Why are you getting stung so much by all these things? Oh yeah, there's always houses for rents in the winter months. They are probably more expensive. This is called the season. So it's like October through May or September through March. They're a little bit more expensive, but yeah. Yes, it does make a difference if it's a dry heat. You do not feel it the same way you feel it when there's humidity. I'm telling you, that is the truth, because it really doesn't feel hot here unless it's like over 110. The problem is the sun. The sun is I've never been to the UK. I have a cousin that lives there, but I've never been there, never been invited. I think I tried to apply once for their Veg Fest, but I don't want to go anywhere now. I love where I live, and I love not traveling. I did it for like 12 years and I'm done. I'm like old, guys. I'm like 62. I don't know how Dr. Colin Campbell, Dr. Hesselstyn keep going like that traveling. It's like so tiring, All right. Let's see. Okay, ink is expensive in Australia too. Yeah, very expensive. It has a really funny smell. Oh, Hawaii has all the creatures you were talking about, but they don't have snakes, right? Karen says, I'll let you know about Sun Soft Radiant Skin. Okay, is it, Karen, is it a department? Is it like a dime store brand, or is it a Sephora brand or an Ulta brand? So yeah, let me know, maybe put a link to it. I'm invited to Australia. Thanks. What is the appeal of Sacramento? Yes, Lisa. Well, there's a couple of appeals to Sacramento. I have 3 really good friends that live there, Dr. Rosanna Vieira, Dr. Linda Middlesworth, and Tammy and Tom Kramer, and Dr. Lyle lives there. So if I ever have a complete mental breakdown, no, so I there, and then also I have other friends. There's some other Kaiser doctors that I'm friendly with. So I just never have built a vegan community here. There's I had this meetup group, but we haven't been able to meet since February of 2020 before the pandemic. And I just never really got a community here, so maybe because I live in a 55 and over community, and I'm not going to change the people here, but so I have a lot of friends there and a lot of vegan friends, and like you say, it is closer to True North, so if I ever got sick or anything. So I don't know, because houses are like twice as expensive there, and so it's kind of crazy how expensive. Yeah, Sac is hot and Sac is cold. When I was there speaking a couple of times in February, I was freezing. So I don't know. It's just, it would have to be like, I'd have to have a better deal than I have now, because my house is beautiful. The air, since the wildfires are true. Yeah, one thing, we don't have fires down here. It's nothing to burn. It's a desert, So, yep. Anyway, all right. Well, gosh, Charles said I told Charles I shouldn't do this because it said I can't just jump on and jump off. But, oh, great. Congratulations on your weight loss this week. But seriously, I hope you'll come Sunday for the show. It's free. And please keep in mind, these are students. This is a class. We're not professionals, any of us. And it's their first time, except for me and Charles. It's their first time. And imagine how you felt your first time. So, and their material's good. It's just that not everybody has, performed. Yeah. I went vegan. Fish and turtles started flirting with me. Yeah. So I hope it'll be okay. I always get nervous before these shows. One thing you unfortunately can't see me do is improv because the shows aren't online. Improv, I don't know if translates as well online, but that's where my passion is. And I've been in, since the pandemic began, I sometimes up to 3 improv classes a week. And now I'm in the Groundlings, not in their performing troupe, but taking their classes. So that's really fun. So yeah, if anybody has questions, how do I cook my sweet potatoes? I don't eat the skins and I don't not eat the skins. And it just really depends. If they're not organic, I usually try to peel them. But if I get a little piece in, I don't mind. I just don't think the skins taste very good. It's different if I'm making sweet potato fries, but I do 90 minutes at 400 because my sweet potatoes are huge and that takes that long. I put it on the roast feature of the Breville, not the bake, and I don't poke it. I just kind of cut the tips off real small, like Ramses Bravo taught me. And I cook them on a silpat, or it's a permanent silpat with handles. So that's what I do. Seen one of my shows with the husband. We're both very funny. Thank you. Also realize we're writing this stuff too. Look at it. Even if you think somebody doesn't perform great, realize we wrote these sets, and it's not that easy coming up with 5 minutes. So when you see like a HBO special and they're going for an hour, you have no idea how long it took to create an hour's worth of material, because it takes us about 2 months just to come up with 5 minutes worth of material. So yeah. All right. Well, guess that's it. Unless you know what I saw? It was so funny. Is if you haven't gotten it yet, it's still on the newsstands. Forks over knives. Chef AJ. Woohoo! So make sure you get that. Support them. Do I live close to Lorraine Day? Is she an actress? I don't know. If you tell me what city she lives in. Yeah, Dr. Lyle is awesome. Well, this was a time we're actually going over Nick's time, because Nick said, I said, you only have a half an hour. When I bake them, the skin seems burned. Well, good thing. I try to go to bed at 9 and get up at 5. That's my ideal. Yeah, I can't stay up past 10 because it just doesn't work for me. And I can sleep as late as 6 sometimes. Let's see. FFOF is Feel Fabulous Over 40. I'll get you a link. Well, here's the link to the comedy show, but anybody can try our group for 2 weeks. It's either free or $1, depending on what Toby has decided. He is the tech guru who put all the beautiful website and all the features together. Couldn't have done it without him, I'll tell you. He's a guru when that comes up. Here you go. If you want to try it, just click that link. And that's that. Lorraine Day lives in 29 Palms. That is about 30 minutes from me. That's near Yucca and Joshua Tree. So it's about 30-minute drive. My thoughts on the vaccine. That's like asking me my thoughts about abortion or the death penalty. I really try not to get political on this show. And I try not to encourage my guests to do that. But at the same time, if they have something to say, I'll generally let them say it, because it's just, I want my show to be uplifting and entertaining. But in a nutshell, I'm neither pro nor con, I'm pro-choice. So that's kind of how I feel about all these things, that because I can understand why people feel the way they do. So I'm not like real like, oh no, you should never, or, yeah, you better. I'm kind of like pro-choice in that, but I love masks. I love them. I love them. I talked about that in my last comedy act, why you can see that on YouTube, but I have no problem wearing a mask forever because I have more, I just love it. I just feel very, I don't know. I have social anxiety, so the masks have been great for me, I'll tell you. Essential oils are okay. I don't think they're the be all and end all, like if you have major, disease, but I think they're a nice adjunct, especially lavender if you're trying to get to sleep, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't want to get political because, it's not what I want to do. I want it to be entertaining and uplifting and really edutainment is what I want. I want it to be entertaining, but also educational, But that said, there'll be, I'll be having Dr. Roger Schwelt on, and he is a frontline responder. He's a pulmonary doctor and an ER doctor. And so might have a different opinion than somebody that doesn't treat patients, but I'll let people speak. But that kind of thing. Yeah, pro-choice, no matter the choice, except for eating animals. I would rather, that's more important to me, that most people should have a choice in doing that, especially the way they're raised and treated. So yeah, Annette just came on. Hi, Annette. I'm hysterical. I was really funny in school. Like I'm funnier when there's people around. Like I was class clown all through, like forever, because it's just that I like to react to what's happening in the moment. So yeah, I like that class was fun for that. I was always getting sent. Well, I went to Orthodox Jewish school until 7th grade. The principal was the rabbi. So that's like, can you imagine? It's bad enough being sent to the principal, but when the principal's the rabbi, so I was always in trouble. And we had 3 in California. You had the grade, like the academic grade, then you had work habits, and then you had cooperation. So with grades, it was A, B, C, D, E, F. With work habits and cooperation, it was satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and I think that there was one that was even better. But anyway, I got straight AEUs, excellent. So I had A grades, E for excellent, work habits, and cooperation. I got the lowest marks. So it's amazing I got through school being the way I was. I was good with Robert Lustig. Thanks. Well, I just, I tried to be respectful of him. I mean, there are people that watch the show that just hate people that aren't vegan, like 100%. And you guys don't always see the mean stuff in the chat, because we got Jesse and myself that like, we try to get rid of it before you see it, or, they're mean people that watch, believe it or not, and say things. So we try not to have those on there for too long. How do you have social anxiety? Oh, well, because my social anxiety is more people oriented, and like, so well, yeah, how do I do these things? Well, because I practice them. I've done them for years. I've been highly trained in them. I think if I didn't have, all the experience under my belt, it would be there. But I think it's much easier to like do stand-up and public speaking than like to be in a room, like at a party or something. That kills me. I mean, unless I know the people, and I tend to like smaller groups with like just one other couple, or at the most 8 people. I can handle that if I know everybody, but like parties, especially like when you go to a wedding where you pretty much only know the bride and the groom, and then all the other hundreds of people you'll never see again. Like those weddings and bar mitzvahs are really, really hard for me. I don't know how to cook tempeh because I'm allergic to soy. So yeah, do you have anyone who healed hernias? I don't know of anybody. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. Dr. Stoll said yesterday he's coming out with a book of 35 cases of people that heal things. So you never know. I would ask Dr. Goldhammer that for sure. Did I ever get into alcohol, drugs? Sugar was my drug. Thank God. I did smoke briefly in college when I was anorexic. Thank God I never got into drinking. Oh, I'm so grateful, because I have never seen one life improved by alcohol, but I have seen many destroyed. And as a matter of fact, recently, I cannot get out of my head that crash that happened with the football player that killed the 23-year-old girl and her dog, who burned to death and were screaming. I mean, I was traumatized by that video, and I actually had to get some kind of trauma therapy for it because I couldn't stop thinking about her and her dog. And no lives are improved by alcohol. And that's why when people say, well, you know, can I have a little? Yeah, I'm very much a teetotaler and a straight edge vegan. And I've had a brother who was hit by a drunk driver and a brother-in-law. And I'm sorry, I just don't see any good coming from drinking at all. And so it's not a good thing. Yeah. And it's one thing to drink, but then to drink and get behind the wheel, like it's just too not good. Not a fan. And it's certainly not figure friendly. I don't know anybody that's I've never met a woman that could be really skinny and drink alcohol. I mean, unless she was skinny before, you know. You have OCD and anxiety too, and you can't. I have never watched the news in my life. One exception would be the day of 9/11, because that was all that was on. Nothing else was on any other channel. But other than that day, I've never seen the news. I couldn't tell you a newscaster from. I mean, the most famous newscast. Well, I know who Walter Cronkite is, and I knew who Peter Jennings was, and Ted Koppel, because you know they were handsome, and you know, and I like their voices, but I couldn't name one newscaster from ever. Never watched the news. Yeah, I present as the girl next door and our best friend. You're funny. All right. Well, it's been an hour. Don't you think I should say goodbye? And people that aren't in the Zoom community will come across this video and go, what? Why is she just talking? Why she's, you know, this is boring. What is she doing here? But it's different when it's live, I think, you know. I think so. Yay, Mary Lou agrees on the no alcohol. Yep. Love it. Yeah. All right. So if any of you are in the McDougall program, I'm up tomorrow at 4. I'm doing 8 recipes for the holidays. And let's see. I have a question. I'm hearing people say meat makes your body acidic and encouraging vinegar. I don't know. I just know that Dr. Greger recommends 2 tablespoons every day of balsamic. Okay. Well, now that I'm saying goodbye, the chat's going really, really fast. Okay. So 2 shows tomorrow, 11 a.m. Dr. Anshul Gupta on reversing Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I'm a class act. Thank you, Terry. Not boring. And wow, dying from alcoholism. That's so sad. End-stage liver failure. Yeah. You know, it's not like, I mean, yes, you can get another liver, but it's not like they're passing them out at, you know, Walmart. So, and one of the things I learned yesterday from an upcoming guest, Dr. Edwin McDonald, and next year's The Truth About Weight Loss Summit is about how 80 million people have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease from eating the food. So that's not good. All right. Well, I'm going to go to Trader Joe's. Okay. You can go to Trader Joe's too, if you want. If not, if you're up early, 7 a.m., that'll be the second time I do a 7 a.m. show. We have Jung Soo. I think it's Hong Kong. She's going to be broadcasting from doing, I cannot wait to see this, salt-free kimchi. Thank you so much for the kind comment, Brenda. Thanks guys for watching. I'm sorry that Nick wasn't here, but we will get that recipe up. All right. Take care.